Well, thank you. I appreciate that content or that comment very much. It's about midnight, uh, Sunday the 31st, heading into Monday the 1st. And you can click through on that comment if you want. It's on a comment where I was talking about one of the more amusing things to me is having seen so many videos over the last several days of people who quite strongly disagree with my views on the Taylor Lorenz article about chorus and some of the creators that are involved in that. I and I said that I've litigated contracts cases. I've been a trial attorney for almost 27 years. I've written, propounded discovery requests in those cases. I've responded to discovery requests and produced documents in those cases. I've reviewed documents that I've received in those cases, including contracts. I have taken and defended depositions of witnesses and parties in those kinds of cases. And for creators to make videos saying that I don't understand the law is it's it is such a heightened combination of hubris and arrogance and stupidity and confirmation bias. People who've just made a decision in the vast majority of cases without ever having read the article because it's behind a paywall. And this is still on my page. On Friday, a couple days ago, at lunch, I put up a 35-minute long video where I went through the entire article line by line. And I pointed out some criticisms that I had of the article. But no one, let me put it this way. I checked a few hours ago, earlier this evening, the article by Taylor Lorenz is still up on the website of Wired.com, a website that has been around for 25 years, has a legal department, has editors, has editorial standards. There were a dozen people, including several lawyers, who reviewed that article, her supporting documentation before that article went live on Wired.com's website. As of a few hours ago this evening, 5 days after it was published, early last Wednesday morning, that article is still live on Wired.com's website. It is live on that website and it is unedited from the version that appeared Wednesday morning. There have been no corrections. There are no editor's notes to that article. To my knowledge, there have been no cease and desist letters sent. There have been no letters sent demanding corrections. There have been no letters sent demanding retraction of that article on a legal basis. There have been no defamation lawsuits filed by anyone named in that article. And it's like when you're attacking, to me, again, speaking from a legal perspective, when an article like that comes out and you're attacking the author as opposed to the substance of the article, that speaks volumes. And I've seen videos from content creators, including people who are part of Chorus, calling Taylor Lorenz a troll. I saw one creator start off a video by saying, well, I guess I have to talk about this loudmouth bitch. And when the article first came out, it's like I had some questions. I wanted to see the contracts, especially after I saw some of the correction videos that were posted by folks who were directly involved, who themselves did not produce the contracts that they have in their possession. And But then I saw the bullying. Deeply rooted in misogyny. And one of the main reasons that I went to law school is because I don't like bullies. And that's how I've practiced law for almost 27 years. I represent plaintiffs. I don't represent defendants in civil cases. I represent plaintiffs, people who've been on the receiving end of that kind of shit. And seeing the amount of bullying that Taylor Lorenz has been subjected to in the most disgusting, vulgar, vile ways from the left, it angered me deeply. And I say that as someone who on 2 or 3, maybe now 4 times has been subjected to that same kind of bullying from the left. It's fucking disgusting, man. It is absolutely disgusting. And y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. But I know you're not. I absolutely know that you're not. Because you're the same kind of people who can make videos about someone who's been a trial attorney for almost 27 years, who has litigated these kinds of cases from start to finish, and tell that person that they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the law. Arrogance, hubris, stupidity, confirmation bias, making up your mind without evidence. Yeah, so it's been a wild ride, and I don't care what people say about me on the internet. Just because somebody says something doesn't make it true. I don't care. I really don't care. I am very confident in my knowledge, my experience, and my expertise when it comes to the law and when it comes to contracts. That just because Johnny Dickhead with his GED says Hawk doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to the law doesn't make it true. And, you know, I just, I, I mean, we're getting to the point where it's like, you know, the rubber's going to meet the road. Either there are going to be letters sent demanding retraction on a legal basis with evidence attached, or there won't be. There will be defamation lawsuits filed and litigation will commence, or there won't be. And if lawsuits are filed, discovery and depositions will happen. I would be curious to either watch video from or read the transcripts from those depositions. I think that would be highly interesting and educational. I guarantee you that is never going to happen because none of those lawsuits are ever going to be filed because Wired.com has a legal department. They have editors. They have editorial standards. And there were at least a dozen sets of eyes, including lawyers, who went through Taylor Lorenz's article with a fine-tooth comb, including all of her supporting documentation before that article was published. And 5 days later, it remains live on their website, unchanged, unedited, uncorrected, with no editor note at the bottom. That tells me every single thing I need to know.